What's going on, guys? S3E10 today here with my Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 10, Maveth review. Although I did enjoy this episode, I can't help but feel that I wanted a little more in it and ultimately felt a little disappointed. Coming off of last week's episode, going towards this winter finale, I was super hyped and the level of intensity wasn't there for me. And I kind of felt that parts in this episode were kind of slapped together lazily at certain times. This episode pretty much follows Ward and Fitz in this alien planet looking for this ancient inhuman that Hydra worships and trying to bring it back home. And a lot of things go wrong. Fitz ends up finding Will and they try and stop Ward and get home. They end up killing Ward's men and Coulson ends up coming and helping, trying to save the day. But it turns out that Will isn't even Will, it's the ancient inhuman. Okay. Back on Earth, everyone on the S.H.I.E.L.D. team is basically just trying to figure a way to get into this space and then stop, all these planets from coming to fruition and the ancient alien coming back onto Earth through the teleporter. Simmons is cornered and the only way for her to escape is free Andrew, who's in a container with these other dozens of Inhumans. They end up securing the teleporter room and Mac tells them to blow it up even if their people aren't there. So I'm just gonna talk about some of the good stuff and the bad stuff in this episode. I really like Mac in this episode. We got to see him as, being the director, what Coulson gave to him, and he makes some pretty tough calls. A perfect example would be when Mac makes an order and everyone else tries to kind of avoid it, but then he tells them guys, I am the director, it was an order, listen to me. And that was just really emotional because he was telling them guys I'm in charge, listen to me. Mac didn't care if it was a crazy plan. He said, I'm director and listen to me, and that was pretty ballsy on his half. I also like the twist with Will actually being the ancient inhuman. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. It caught me off guard. We also got to figure out a lot of backstory with this ancient planet. We got to figure out that it was an ancient city, and there was 9 types of them. There was a civil war that they killed themselves in. It was kind of weird when Fitz kept asking Will, how did you know all this information? And then that's when we figured out the reveal. I thought that was a little weird, but hey. I also really liked the ending scene. It was very bittersweet. The reunion was with everyone just coming back after the teleporter, after the whole episode came to a close. And we see that, Lincoln and Sky end up kissing, so we're going to see that relationship further, develop in the next half of the season. We also saw, May and Coulson, they're coming together. The saddest part was with Fitz and Simmons. I really liked the fight scene between Ward and Coulson as well. It was a very dramatic conclusion to, that kind of story arc with Ward since season 1 and this hatred that they've been brewing for the longest time. Coulson is so rude. He was crushing him with his chest. With his fake arm, oh my gosh, that was so rude. Now I'm gonna talk about some of the bad things in the episode. Okay, something that really bothered me at the ending of this episode was Simmons being more concerned with Will not being back than Fitz coming back. She's acknowledging her feelings for Fitz and she keeps telling people, oh, Fitz is gonna come back, this and that. But when he comes back, she completely ignores him for the first bit and is more concerned about Will and then hugs him after she figures out he's not back. No, that's your boy, man. Forget that guy. He's dead. He's dead. One of my biggest pet peeves in this episode was too many things happened off of camera. 1 or 2 things is cool, but there was so many things that were pretty big in the episode that they just left off screen. So we know that Malik got a lot of Inhumans, about a dozen, in the storage facility ready for this new ancient human to come and have an army with. What? First of all, we had no idea that there was this many ready to go. Second of which, after Simmons lets Andrew out, he just kills all of them. Off screen. Well, I guess it's not that big of a deal, right? One time, right? No. The whole building's about to explode and Coulson and Fitz are about to make it to the teleporter. Ward is basically dead on the floor and Coulson and Fitz have 10 seconds to get to the teleporter before the whole freaking place blows up. And not to mention, there's this weird inhuman slug thing coming out of Will's brain. So what's gonna happen, right guys? Are they gonna make it? They survive, right? But it's off screen. Seriously, what the hell happened? I want to know. There's this slug thing coming out of Will's brain and Ward was dead but not dead, and are they gonna make it through the teleporter before it blows up? There were so many things that happened, but off screen. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about it a little too much, but we know this big piece of information that Will is not, he's dead and this new inhuman took over his body and is pretending to be him, right? When did this all happen? Off screen. They did all this kind of crazy stuff off screen and just kind of left it for us to just kind of guess. It was too ambiguous for me. I felt like this episode had a lot of filler. For example, when they're deciding what they're gonna do at the teleporter, that wasn't necessary. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about the mid-season finale for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What do you think about it? Personally, I felt it was a little bit disappointing, especially with the last episode. There are certain aspects in this episode that really irked me and could have been better. I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. Guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. There were so many things that weren't answered, like the slug thing coming out of Will's head, blah 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 blah. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget, you can check out my channel. It's Farewell34. It's in the comment section below. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Oh yeah, and Ward's back at the end with Coulson's hand, right? When did that happen? Off screen.